my channel. My name is Laura, and I thought of something different to do for March Mystery Madness. I've been, as I said in my previous videos, I've been collecting all my books and taking out all my mystery books and putting them aside and making piles. And I have piles in this room, which is my office. I have piles in my bedroom upstairs where my crates are. So I was like putting all my books aside, and I'm looking at them and I'm like, oh, what can I do with all these books? And I'm like, you know what? I think I'm going to do a rainbow theme. So this is what I came up with. I am going to do, I'm hoping I could keep up with it, but today I am going to be talking about 8 books in rainbow theme. And what I mean by that is I have a book that's red, a book that's orange, a book that's yellow, a book that's green, the book that's blue, a book that's purple, a book that's black, and a book that's white that I'm going to talk about that are mysteries that I pulled out from my stacks and stacks of books. These books I have in my office here, so I took them out from here because this is where I'm videotaping. I can't get upstairs to my crates because my husband is sleeping right now and I can't get to my crates. So here I am. I'm going to be doing my rainbow today, and during the week I'm going to be doing red books, and then another video on orange books, another video on yellow books. I hope I have enough to do it this way, but this is my idea, and I figured that would be fun to do. So here I am. I'm going to start with my red book. And my red book, I had a hard time choosing my red book from this pile because I don't have that much red. But the red book that stood out to me by looking at the cover is this one. Harlan Coben, 6 Years. You could see the red in it, and then the cover has a lot of red. It does have blue in it, but this is the only one that stood out to me that had red in it. So yeah, this is Harlan Coben. He is a New Jersey author, and I have not read any of these books I have not read yet. So these are my TBR, and I have 6 years, so yeah, there's no synopsis, but this is what Harlan Coben looks like. Yeah, he lives in New Jersey, as I said, and he is a mystery thriller author. And yeah, so I have this one. So I really don't want to know anything else about the book, but this is my red book. Okay, moving on to orange. If there is a blurb or something on the book, I will read it, but otherwise I'm not going to read anything. Okay, so my orange book. The orange book that stood out to me on my shelf is this one. It's called After Her by Joyce Mayland. This is definitely orange to me. But the cover is actually blue, but the spine is orange. So yeah, so I chose this one. And this is by Joyce Maynard. And she wrote Labor Day, which I really liked. I liked Labor Day, except I did drop it down a star. I think I gave Labor Day 4 stars. I think the problem with that book was the punctuation in that book. I didn't like how she punctuated, but the story was really good. I enjoyed it. And I'm going to put my glasses on because I can't see if there's any other blurbs on here. It says she wrote The Good Daughters, which I have not read yet. And the back, there's lots of blurbs, so I'm going to see if I can read anything from the blurbs on the back, just to give you a synopsis of something about the book. As of all Joyce fiction, these are characters who come alive and command our attention. Though you will be tempted, try not to turn the pages of this complex thriller too fast. You will miss a tender elegy as an evocative coming-of-age story and a tribute to the enduring bonds of sisterhood. Passionate, profound, and as stunning as a sparkling live wire coming slowly and irrevocably towards you. So, part of a family reminiscence. Now I'm skipping all over. Part girl detective story. After Her combines the intimacy of one teen's coming of age with the suspense of a serial killer mystery with warmth and redeeming humor. So, yeah, it says She delivers the terror and confusion of adolescence. So it sounds pretty interesting. So yeah, so that's after her. So that's my orange book. Moving on to my yellow book. My yellow book, I chose The Dermatist's Daughter. This is by Kate Mosey. It's all yellow on the spine, and the cover has lots of colors in it, but it has lots of yellow. And I have to read with my glasses on because I can't see. In death, there can be beauty. That's what it says on the front. This beautiful cover. Let's see what the back says. There's a little picture of the back. Really pretty. Okay, it says, glossy as crow's wing, sure as surgeon's scalpel, the bloody loved it. Oh, I bloody loved it. Sorry. The Taxidermist's Daughter is amazing, atmospheric, gripping. I can't put it down. I love the atmosphere at the time, the place, the weather, the cold, an unholy collision of Daphne du Maurier and Agatha Christie. Classic tale of marshland murder and madness. The strength of this book lies as much in the startling, imaginary, and atmospheric description as it does in the story. A deliriously dark novel that races towards its grotesque conclusion. So that's, I read everything on the back, so yeah. So this is my yellow book. Moving on to green. My green book, I chose this one, Freaky Green Eyes. Look at all that green on there. This is by Joyce Carol Oates, and it's spooky. Even her eyes are green. I don't know if you can see that. Yeah, it's pretty spooky. This one says, will haunt readers long after the final page. And let's see what the back is. There's a little bit of blurbs on the back. Okay, it says, later I would think of it as a crossing over from a known territory into an unknown, from a place where people know you to a place where people only think they know you. Sometimes Frankie has a hard time dealing with life, like when her parents separate and her mother vanishes. Frankie wants to believe that her mom has simply pulled a disappearing act. Yet deep within herself, a secret part of her she calls Freaky Green Eyes knows that something is terribly wrong, and only Freaky can open Frankie's eyes to the truth. A quietly gripping, beautifully written, impeccably paced psychological thriller among this year's most compelling fiction. So that's what it says on the back. I read all that. So pretty neat. I love that cover. Those green eyes are really, really spooky. Yeah, so that's my green book. Moving on to blue. My blue book, I picked this one, Ice Princess. And this is by Camilla Lackberg. And look how pretty that cover is. That is totally blue. Yes. And as I said, my kids think I'm colorblind because some of these books I had a hard time choosing what color. But this one says, I have to leave my glasses on. This one says, An Ice Princess is a precisely layered, highly engrossing story. Stieg Larsson fans who give Lackberg's novel a chance to seduce them will be rewarded. So, and on the back, it says, masterful suspense. Lackberg combines her guilt for intriguingly complicated plots and her keen understanding of even the grotesque who live among us. Both erotic and terrifying. I couldn't sift the killers from the suspects, although I read obsessively, an absolute must for mystery lovers. So yeah, let's read the bottom part. In this electrifying tale of suspense from an international crime writing sensation, a grisly death exposes the dark heart of a Scandinavian seaside village. Erica returns to her tiny remote hometown of this one, I can't. It's Jalbaka, I don't know what that means. It's Sweden. I guess there's a town in Sweden, sorry. After her parents' deaths, only to encounter another tragedy. The suicide of her childhood best friend, Alex. It's Erica herself who finds Alex's body suspended in a bathtub of frozen water, her wrists slashed. Erica is bewildered. Why would a beautiful woman who had it all take her own life? Teaming up with police detective Patrick, Erica begins to uncover shocking events from Alex's childhood. As one horrifying fact after another comes to light, Erica and Patrick's curiosity gives way to obsession, and their flirtation grows into uncontrollably attraction. But it's not long before one thing becomes very clear. A deadly secret is at stake, and there's something out there who will do anything, even commit murder to protect it. So it seems pretty creepy and interesting. So I don't know if I'm going to like it, but yeah, so that's this one. Okay, moving on to purple. And purple, I didn't have much purple in this pile here. The only book that I had that was purple was this one, Violet Grenade by Victoria Scott. And you could see the cover. It has a little bit of purple on it, but it's mostly black. But this is my purple book. Oops, upside down. Violet. So this is the one I chose for purple. It has lovely purple cover. And it says an utterly unique, utterly wicked read. So yeah. So on the back, there's not much to read. It says Domino, a runaway with blood on her hands. Cain, a silent boy about to explode. Madame Karina, a woman who demands obedience. Wilson, the one who will destroy them all. It says authentic and raw, dark, twisted, and devastatingly gorgeous. So yeah. So that's this one. And this one, I think I have a signed copy. I got this at BookCon, and I met this author. I do. I have a signed copy. So, yeah. And she also, like, put this little smiley face there, and it says, to the triplets. So, yeah, I got this at BookCon, and I got some bookmarks that match. Pretty neat. Yeah, so... yeah, I've read this author before, and I really liked it. Liked what I read by her, so I wanted to meet her, and I met her at BookCon. So yes, I have this one. Okay, moving on to my black book. The black book that I chose, I have lots of black books. I don't know, mysteries. Most of them are black. I don't know. I guess they're thrillers, mysteries, I don't know. But the black book I chose for today to highlight is Little Black Lies by Sharon Bolton. And it looks like this. It has black and really like yellow. But I chose this one as my black book for today. And the cover, it says, "We were inseparable until the day she killed my sons." So yeah, it's kind of like dark and very black. So I chose this one. And on the back, there's not much here. It says, "What's the worst thing your best friend could do to you? Admittedly, it wasn't murder. A moment's carelessness, a tragic accident, and 2 children are dead. Yours." Living in a small island community, you can't escape the woman who destroyed your life. Each chance encounter is an agonizing reminder of what you've lost: your family, your future, your sanity. How long before revenge becomes irresistible, with no reason to go on living? Why shouldn't you turn your darkest thoughts into deeds? So now, what's the worst thing you can do to your best friend? A dark and haunting thriller. It creeps under your skin and doesn't let you go. And that was quoted by Paula Hawkins, who wrote The Girl on the Train. So yeah, this sounds really interesting, and I like the writing on this one because I was able to read that really fast. So yeah, so I like this one. So that is my black book, and the last book that I have to share with you today is a white book, and the book that I chose is this one. It is Mystic River by Dennis Lehane. I don't know if I said his name right or not, but I chose this because the white on the spine has lots of white on the cover. This is Mystic River a powerhouse of a novel, heart-scorching, penetrating. So he also wrote Shutter Island. I have not read this author yet. I do own Shutter Island on my other shelf. And yeah, so I'm going to read a little bit on the back. There's a little bit of blurb. Oh, there you go. A little bit of blurb on the back. It says, the way this story unfolds and unwraps itself around your innermost fears makes it a gut-wrenching winner. Lee Hand's ability to create crystal clear portraits of humanity and then place them in the darker side of life is a writer's true gift. When they were children, Sean, Jimmy, and Dave were friends. But then a strange car pulled up on their street. One boy got into the car, two did not. And something terrible happened, something that ended their friendship and changed all three boys forever. 25 years later, Sean is a homicide detective, Jimmy is an ex-con who owns a corner store, and Dave is trying to hold his marriage together and keep his demons at bay. Demons that urge him to do terrible things. When Jimmy's daughter is found murdered, Sean is assigned to the case. His investigation brings him into conflict with Jimmy, who finds his old criminal impulses tempt him to solve the crime with brutal justice. And then there is Dave, who came home the night Jimmy's daughter died, covered in someone else's blood. A tense and unnerving psychological thriller, Mystic River is also an epic novel of love and loyalty, faith and family, in which people irrevocably marked by the past find themselves on a collision course with the darkest truths of their own hidden selves. So yeah, it sounds pretty interesting. So yeah, someone told me to get this one and read this one first. So yeah, so these are my rainbow books for today. So I have red, orange, yellow, green, blue, purple, black, and white. So I thought that was pretty interesting video to record. And I'm hoping that I can record like all red one day and all green one day. So I will try to do it the best I can. I try to fit them in on the weekends is when I videotape. So hopefully I will schedule them to come up in the future. So thank you for watching. March Mystery Madness is so much fun. I hope you're having fun reading. I hope you're doing some tweets. There's a whole schedule. I think I posted it the other day. There's also Instagram pictures that are going up if you use hashtag March Mystery Madness. I'm having a lot of fun. I'm learning a lot. I'm pulling out all my mystery books. I'm like overwhelmed with mystery. But anyway, thank you for watching, and I will see you in another video.